So today we are here to, discuss an important topic that it has been told to us
Mm,
that hard work is the key to success. For me, this has been told to us from the childhood. But
hard work.
when it is comes to the real life, when you go to a corporate office or some other work or any business, so we have
Mm,
seen noticed that hard work is not the key to the success. It is just you can say a starter, but it's not the winning ticket. Because like this, if you see the hard work is not always the leader or the CEO. There
mhm,
are some other reasons or the head.
mm.
So what you think? What's your point on this? That is this the hard work is the only solution for everything, or there is something that most of the people miss who really work hard, who really have the talent, but they are not
Mm.
getting the result what they want.
Because much of what I have observed from people I have worked with, we can easily use the term hard work for those who have been able to excel beyond what is the typical task given in our end, or depends on a particular project that we need to meet. So when a person is able to meet beyond the expectation,
Mhm.
that's so easy for us to say that, oh, this person, my colleague, is a hardworking kind of colleague to work with. But let's try to have a deeper understanding, or maybe could I rather instead shift the discussion of establishing first what is hard work for you?
So for
Could
me,
we do that?
that hard work is not something that you are doing something without getting a result. Until and unless you are not
Mm,
taking the responsibility of finishing it up and going up to the level in which you can push others also. Like there are several departments in any organization. Okay, so if I am delivering my part and the other person
mm,
is not doing it, so your hard work
mm,
get zero if the other person is not supporting you. So
mm,
hard work is not limited. It can be, you can hard work is limited to you only in the post only where you are a single-handedly everything. Like if you are doing coding, then you have to do it alone. But the work in which the several departments or several people are included, it's like a marathon race or a the race in which several runners you have to give pass on the roller to the another racer and then he has to. So hard work is limited in which you can involve everyone and push them to cooperate with you and even cooperate with you or if because it is not the fair word, not everyone
mm.
is going to go cooperate to you, but you have to push
Yes.
them to perform their duties also. So hard work is defined as a different way in different positions. Like in for coding it is limited to you only, but if there are other jobs that are in that you have to push yourself much and make others around you also to perform at not equal at least, but at least somehow more than so that your work is not going to get affected because of the negligence of by some other person around you.
Hearing from you this time that hard work, you need to meet a particular end, a result. And
Yeah.
technically, if we cut through with that basis that there should be an output, therefore we need, are you trying to imply this time that hard work must meet a particular standard or a criteria? It must have a performance to evaluate. So there should be not only the amount of work that is put into a particular task. Hard work is coming from an investigation or a thorough a duration of observation that you're able to make on this to meet the description that was given unto you. Is that what you're meaning to say?
No, no, no. I think hard work should not be defined by hours. It should be defined with
Mm,
the attempts and the output because output is never going to be like 100%. If you are, even after giving your maximum, it's not guaranteed that you get the output. But at least it should
mm,
be intention based and which is hard to monitor. But hard work is to be based on intentions. Is somebody's intention to complete the task? It
complete
should
the
not. Yeah,
task.
because output is not the correct word because even after good intentions and
Mm,
100% delivery, 100% um, efforts, it is not guaranteed that you get the output. So,
so,
what I suggest that the
mm,
intention of doing that work is more is more a parameter for measuring the hard work.
so
So,
you mentioned about parameter, and did I get this right? That because I am very much more looking into the quantitative aspect of how to appropriately use the term hard work. So did I get this right that hard work is not just more into the quantity that you are making, but at the same time on the intangible aspects.
Yes, yes.
Could you try to establish an example or cite a scenario from your experience, because you have gone through a lot of your expertise, in particular into administrative role. So
Hmm.
was there an instance that you have commended any of your colleagues and you used the word hard work, or hard work was the reason for it?
Yeah, and there is a recent incident in which one of my engineer who is saying that, boss, I'm starting very early in the morning because
Mm,
we deal mostly with the field work. So one of the guy who is saying that I start very early in the morning, I'll working there up to 8 p.m. every day, and and I'm already doing a hard work and I'm doing my job. So, but what I noticed that he has nothing wrong with that. So, it is very commendable if somebody is starting early in the morning and working up to late nights, it is considered as a hard work. But what I noticed that this guy has no desire except his work. This has happened with
mm,
several guys. Like, they don't have any hobbies, they don't want to go back home early, and they started doing time pass at sites which we are
mm,
attending. After he reached on time, no doubt, but after
mm,
that he just started chatting with the other guys or just spending time there. And whenever somebody calls, oh sir, I'm working on over here. And in the jobs which you can't do the direct monitoring, even in the direct monitoring, it is not always possible to just stand on a back somebody's back.
mm,
But in specifically in the jobs in which there is distant monitoring system is there, so he wastes a lot of time on a single site without moving to another. And in comparison, there are other guys who are starting at a particular time, obviously an official time of 9 to 10 a.m. And then after reaching the site, they are getting 2 3 sites completed in a single day, and they are even
mm,
returning early. So one guy whose output is who is saying that I'm starting early, I'm reaching early, and I'm working up to late. So in this earlier, what I noticed that there is a lack of training and lack of responsibility. That guy
mm,
has no desire or no responsibility to get that call completed. He is just that I have to be here from like 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then I say,
regardless
okay,
of
sir,
the
it
time.
didn't happen today. I'll come again here today. So like on data, if you see, he is the most hardworking. If talk about the data, oh, that guy is working like, more than 8 hours, or like he's working up to 10 to 12 hours per day. And another guy is starting late and even reaching home early by completing the sites.
Mm,
So, but for me, that guy who's completing more work in the less
mm,
time, and no organization, like I see few corporates, like they are saying that somebody has to work 70 hours a week or 100 hours a week. It's not correct.
there's already a comparison between working hard versus working smart. Is that right?
Yeah. So, but I have a different opinion on this hard work and smart work because
Mm.
nowadays most of the people replaced smart work as a escape from work, putting responsibility on somebody else. Sir, it's not my job, it's
Delegate.
his job. So, nowadays this smart work is taken as very wrongly in most of the working culture. It's not on the books. On books, it is still what it means. You see
Mm,
about big CEOs talking about this. And so what the smart work is they talk about is a different, the bookish version. But the smart work thing, which is, nowadays people apply on ground, it is quite different.
yes, actually.
They find a escape from work and just putting a blame on somebody. Oh, it's not sort of I send a mail, but he didn't do it. So
Mm,
this is not smart work that you are doing less work in that. It is like, but in that, it's the job of their leader. It's cannot be done by the one of the team member. It's the responsibility
mm,
of the leader or the manager, so-called managers. So manager's job is not just to take credits of what his team doing, his or her team is doing. It's his or her job is to keep a monitoring that everybody is loaded with the equal amount of work.
mm,
Few people are more responsible, more expert, and more dedicated. So obviously the task has to be given to them more. But the manager job is not to let anybody escape in the team. If you see in any
mm,
team, there are few people who just keep trying to find the escape from the situations. So it's
mm,
the manager's job just to keep an eye and to keep a boundary that that person should not do less than a particular amount of. So, make a
mm,
balance. If you keep the balance, obviously it's not that everybody is a machine, that everybody works equal,
That's
everybody
true.
do give the
Mm.
same output. It's not never going to be like that.
I was
You
about
just
to ask you that
yeah, yeah.
one because you're telling about balance, and it's easy to say the word balance, but in the real application, that really takes time to mix into a lot of factors. Because when you mention about there should be an equal distribution of the load, say in a team, I can't imagine how equal it is, and knowing that the performance of each in your team would certainly vary, because certainly there will be those who are good than not only the description or the role, but certainly you can already determine who among your team is an advantage or as an asset in the overall goal for what your team needs to provide on the higher ups. But say now that you mentioned about a data, so it is not purely just about hard work. Am I seeing it that it's not just but an abstract of who you can just easily identify from those people you are handling with, if this hard work is the sole factor for them to rise from their position?
So I missed your point. You are asking that is the data is the soul or what exactly? I missed your point. What you exactly
Mm,
asked.
is it like data coming from providing this time the result of their performance? Would that equate as doing the hard work
No,
and
in it
an
depends on the
easy
field.
pass?
It depend on the field in which the working. Like a single-handedly, like if you go in the IT sector, specifically like
Mm,
coding or designing or something, then you can measure where the team very small or a single person is delivering you the output. Like if you have five members and five members are working on a different five projects and they are just giving you their outputs. Okay. So then you can measure that this person gave it me early, that person took time and that not delivered on time. But in most of the complex tasks which nobody talks about, like any service industry or any like medical industry, in which there are several things. Like you are from medical field, so you have seen in your work culture that there is a specific thing. If there is an emergency, you find few doctors like be lazy to walk there to the patient, and somebody like some of them walk, run towards the what if they are getting something.
mm,
So
mm,
it's the job of the the manager or administrator over there to just keep eye over them and just keep telling them that that another person is performing better than you, and I'm seeing their intentions. And so
mm,
you will never get it is never going to be fair. Not everything is going to get correct every time, but
mm,
you just have to push, try to keep balancing this thing so the
mm,
load is not transferred on the a person who is already giving much. So it has to
mm.
be the other person who is just, acting as a flat tire or trying to be, finding escape route. You just have to keep pump that tire to, so that it can don't
Keep,
transfer the load on the other tires.
mm.
So because those flat
Because
tires will find escape very easily. Because in the next
yes.
interview, what I have noticed in last, 2 decades in while taking interviews, that the person
Why?
who don't deliver on ground in the interviews they are agreed on everything. When you told that this is going to be responsibility, are you okay? Yes,
Mm.
okay. They say yes on everything. So I
They're
never hire
go-getters.
a guy on anybody who say yes in everything because they are not feeling the responsibility of it. The person who is
See?
confused and ask questions to you. So are you giving me this responsibility? So how much time I have to do it? If I'm not able to do it, so the person who is not totally confused or agreed on everything, so they are not mentally feeling any responsibility of doing it. So what my suggestion, if you are interviewing a
Mm.
person, go for a person who has questions, who has doubts.
See, so you're already trying to make it as a mantra this time that
Yeah,
for those who will be able to hear this kind of discussion, you're giving them a piece of advice.
yeah, yeah. The person has the guys with no confusions has no responsibility of doing it. The day when they feel, because if they are saying yes to you for everything, they can say yes to another interview also, and then they get hired there. So they jump very easily. They
The detention.
yeah, they leave your boat with the holes, and then they jump to another boat. If they don't have any confusion, the person who is taking time and have confusion and asking questions, so that person has more intention to be with you and to work with you and to get the things delivered.
Since you
If
mentioned about that one, can I just try to insert the factor of salary?
what
Because come to think of it, when you mention about hard work, does that also mean that when you are a hardworking person, does that guarantee that you'll also have, the salary expectation?
No, no,
Would
no.
that be
It depends on several things. The first thing comes that how your manager is. If your manager is dumb, or you the administrator wants like to be surrounded with few people who are like praising him or her all the time. Oh, what a nice tie, what a nice glasses. If that your manager is like this, obviously you are going to face a lot of challenges. Just you are just delivering the hard work. But the solution for this
mm,
is that you have to be slightly social in comparison to, you find see you see every day the things going wrong in front of you. If you are very dedicated, if you are very hardworking, you find wrong things in front of you every day. But because it is not possible for you to be like them, you can't go praise the boss, oh what a nice tie, or what a nice perfumes, you talk like a
that's a
celebrity.
different kind.
So, but you just have to find a midway in that. So don't be too aggressive. Do your job. Put your points very politely. Because what it is called. They are called, the people who keeps around boss and keep praising them. They are called brown nosers in Western countries. So no, brown nosers can't deliver. They can keep praising. So you are the person who work and get things delivered. So even the boss hates you, even the boss don't never praise you, but the boss
Mm,
always knows you that you are the one who can deliver the output. Okay, so it's your job to keep showing your presence that I am
mm.
doing this. Never let your credit go away, because you find several people in your hierarchy or in surrounding you that who keep running around you to just take the credit of the work that you have done.
There will be
Yeah,
truly.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah, yeah. So, because what happens with the people who are very hardworking, they don't care about that if somebody is taking their credit. Okay, I'm doing it, my job.
Yes, the recognition side.
Yeah, so they
Mm.
don't bother much about the resignation. But what happens after 5, 10 years? You find that other person are getting good growth.
Mm.
They are getting more salary than you, and they're even enjoying
Yes.
their life. And you are just working all day and night, and not even getting a single line of praise from your managers or bosses. So
Mm.
never let anybody to take your credit. Don't fight, but always put your point, because the person who's taking your credit is not going to good with you even if you keep giving all your credit to him or her. So just let everybody know that you are doing this. Whenever you send a mail, just keep other people also in CC, even the higher management sometimes, that you are doing it.
Actually, you're setting this time the boundary that there is no problem that part of having been seen from your hard work, let's say you've done the best that you could before the end of your shift, and by the time you'll be called out by the higher ups because they notice of your performance as more than what they have imagined that you have delivered throughout from your interview up to the time that you still remain and keep on sustaining the direction of your team. Now, how I'm seeing this time is because when you mean about hard work, there will always be a time that you will be um, getting recognition out of it.
Mm.
But it's not about having this imposter syndrome that you're 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 putting yourself down or being too much humble that it's not only about your output, but because you're also taking the credit, giving the credit to acknowledge the rest of the efforts of your team. But as you've mentioned that you need to make it much more clear that you are also part, you've also considered part of yourself as involved into having been recognized as a hardworking person in the team. So I'd like to make it much more clearer this time that since recognition is already part of this discussion that we're having, so can we just particularly pinpoint about hard work as the
Mhm.
biggest factor behind raising into your position or promotion?
Look, there is no smart work exists without a hard work. Smart work can be implemented only after the hard work. If you have the capability of doing a hard work, there is.
I'm sorry because I just wanted to deconstruct about those people at such a very peak of their interest
Mhm.
because those younger ones in our generation right now have the full vitality to certainly exceed beyond what you could imagine once you have, in comparison to how you started, if we are already on our senior times, at the moment that we're talking about this one, for because there's a lot of generational difference this time in a workplace. Majority of who are going into the corporate this time are much younger than us. And what we can certainly see on how they work is because they really do have that hype of the moment that I can do much more than that.
Yes, but I noticed the opposite also because I have seen in the two sectors that few are very energetic, more talented than us. And because it's not like that they're more talented, they are more equipped than us. Because it's
Mm,
for them that understanding the new technology is much easier. Because we, touched our first phone when we were in our 20s, and they are touching their first phone when they are in six or seven.
mm,
So even before 10. So there is a difference between because of that. But I've also noticed the opposite also, that I noticed that few of the young kids, they are not having visions, big visions. Like they just doing it without
mm,
having any particular, like when we were young, we started a job, we have few personal desires that we have to buy this, and then we have to do it this for the family, and then we have to do like so and so. But what I noticed in few younger kids, that also that they are saying, thinking that don't have any responsibility of my family, and even if I need, my family will help me, and I'm just doing this job just for managing my daily needs. The rest is earned by my father, and my father is going to send me. I'm just particularly talking about India. I'm not saying it's about the
mm.
Western countries
Okay.
because there it is
Mm,
different. But in India, it is like this. Like few kids
mm,
are not understanding it. Maybe it's these type of kids, or you find in every generation. But now it is more visible. It is because
mm.
of this so-called Gen Z thing. But they are very talented. If they
Yes.
work hard, because they are very equipped, they are having good exposure of everything and early in the life, and internet makes things simple. If you want to learn anything, if you're interested, but their focus is very less. So if anything's required time, you see there is a huge drop in their performance if anything required times. And even after any technological development or something, you need time for some things. Few things require time.
Mm.
They want to get promoted very fast. They want to
Exactly.
connect with those celebrities or those entrepreneurs which started organization last year and became a
They have
you
this
know
pattern.
yeah,
They,
became a
they take
billionaire
it
in
into a
one
life
year.
hack.
Yeah,
Mm,
I recently saw an interview in which a 19-year-old kid started one organization, and what it did, and he may become a multimillionaire by 20 age of 22. So
mm,
but there are several other things also. It depends on their connections, it depends on their brilliance, because everybody is not brilliant. Even there are
mm,
few find several people more brilliant than us. So
mm,
and it's like I have seen there are several team members in who are working under me are very talented than me, but they have few flaws, like they escape responsibility. They don't want to take, because getting things done by yourself is very easy, but getting things done by others is totally different.
yes.
You don't find, because every person is different. Like in my team, there are few guys who do things without even a follow-up. Okay, if the project came, they started working of their own. I don't even have to call them. I don't have to send them mails to
Mm,
them. If they came to know about the thing, they started working of their own.
mm,
Few people are like this, in which I have to call them and I said them, you have to do this and let me know
mm,
when it's been done. So when they do it, they'll reply me that it's been completed. In few guys, I have to follow every day that what you have done yesterday, how much it is pending, and how much you'll do tomorrow. So, and if I miss it, they won't work. And there are few who never work, who never work even after the follow-up. There is a shouting
mm,
quarrel every day. Even then, it's my job to just keep pushing them to, just acting as let them be a part of team, because we are not having a good replacement there. So we just keep pushing them. So
yes.
please work, please work,
Mm,
please work, work. Just do the minimum, because few people never go above their minimum effort,
that's
minimum,
true.
So there are, people are different. People are different, and you have
Mm,
to learn how to treat different people differently. That's the job of
mm,
the manager or the administrator. The last thing which I'm saying, which I want to say is that always, even whatever post you are, like when you are at the fresher, obviously there is nobody under you, but whenever you get anybody under you, just started teaching those people from the very first day. So because if you are like, if you are doing one job and you are very good at it, okay, let's suppose an example. uh, like there is one person who is a very good like a very good sweeper. Like I'm just giving a very basic example. Who sweeps
Mm,
very good, who keeps things very clean. Okay, but
mm,
what he's doing from last 10 years, he sweeps very well and go back to his home. Okay, so why his supervisor will ever promote him? Because
mm,
he is too good in doing that. But
mm,
he has no leadership quality. He is not talking to other guys. He's not managing. He never shows any intent to, yeah, to teach or help any one of their colleagues. So to
mm,
get noticed, to get higher in the ladder, management ladder, you have to show your caliber at some place. Obviously, you get lashback also from your colleagues that why are you telling it to me? Are you my
mm.
manager or something? But
Yes.
you don't have to be very pushy on the very first time. You just have to help
Mm,
them. And your manager is noticing. Even your manager is biased or whatever it is, your manager will notice, not on the first time, but on the second, third time, those get bound to notice that this person has the caliber to manage. At least like there are 10 sweepers, but if you are having good relationship and helping two guys in your team, so your manager will notice. If I have to divide, like the team is getting big and I have to transfer my responsibility, I can make this guy as a sub supervisor of these two
mm,
other guys. So I'm just giving example of sweepers, but because don't
mm,
take it on
mm.
that word to word, but it implements at
Exactly.
every level. And being a sweeper is also not a bad thing, because if they are doing their job only, that's why we go and sit
Mm,
at the different places. So it is a very small task, that going and it implements at everywhere. That if you like even a coder, so why somebody will make you TL or a manager if you're doing if you are just good at coding. If you're good at coding, keep doing it up to 50, age of 50, 60, you keep doing the coding. But if you want to be a manager, it's not just the time that you are doing coding from last 10 years, so somebody come and make you manager.
invest.
You
Exactly.
manager only when you have the capability to take up with your colleagues that, we have to, if the deadline is 5 or 6 of any
Mm,
month, then we have to get it done before it. The day
mm.
on which you started showing these intentions, you will surely, it may take some time, but you will surely get noticed.
Okay, so are you telling this time that based on your example of the sweeper,
Hmm.
it's almost as how I see it that hard work is certainly not the kind of work that is
Yeah, yeah,
hard.
yeah. Just
But
to,
it's like there's already like a category of when can we say that a work is done, not because it's hard to do, because people can work because they wanted to achieve or overachieve. And there are those who work just in order to meet the bare minimum.
yeah,
And there are those who are working in order to align or strategically position themselves to only work on, like, for example, those very deeper concerns in the organization, let's say those in the higher up. So is
yeah.
that how I'm seeing
Yes, yes.
how this goes?
Yeah, because the thing which I'm just trying to tell is that you have to be a problem solver, which problems are exactly, matters for
Mm,
the management. Because if you are
mm,
solving those things which didn't even matter for the organization, so it's like, like if you are in a coding company and you are solving the stationary problem of the office, you never get
mm,
noticed. But if
mm,
you are helping the management in achieving the deadlines of delivering a project, or
mm,
making, going to a meeting and making the client satisfied for something, for the problems with the clients coming, that is the motto, or that is the, the problems which matters for the management. If you are solving the
mm,
supply problem of the office, or the coffee machine of the office, it's not going to make you noticed. It may, the manager say, oh, you see that very well, but that never
yeah,
make you manager or so give you some higher designation. It may,
it's
you can
true.
escape work every day, like, roaming around with boss, sir, boss, this coffee machine is not working, boss, this is not happening. So you will always become like a tail. So you can pass a day with your boss
Mm,
in that, and you can escape the work on that day, but it will never let you grow to a higher, because you always find few exceptions in which, the boss promoted somebody because he liked somebody. But
mm.
Yeah, but it is not always, because if it is happening in that organization is also not having a very much longer time to survive. If
Mm.
everybody's keep doing like this, so it may that particular office, or that company is working like this. But if you have the talent, if you use the right caliber at the right place, you surely get noticed. It not at that place, but another place you will surely get a chance.
So can I say this time that
Hmm?
it's not about how you are being liked by your colleagues or those in the higher ups in order to get a promotion, but again, it's not about likability, but it's on the influence.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could you tell me more about that one?
Like you find there are a few guys with the boss. I can give you an exact example, who always say yes what boss is saying. So there is also I said that boss is always right, but you'll find
Mm,
that there are several times, because they're also humans, they can be wrong also. And you will
mm,
always every office you see there is some bias of the bosses several times, and you can't do anything about it, because the boss, he or she is the boss, and whatever he or she is saying, you have to follow it. But what happens with the most of the hardworking and the good hard people is that they take a fight on like from face to face. Okay,
mm,
so but if you have some concern, if you think that things are going wrong, just tell one more option, that if this thing has been done in a different way, we can have a better result. It is not surety that the boss will listen or boss will follow what you're saying. But if you keep doing it in a appropriate manner for a longer time, the boss will
mm,
understand that. And even after that, if somebody is not understanding you, I want to tell that this place is not made for you, because you keep feeling suffocating every day like this.
mm,
And but you should know that are you really thinking about the organization at that time, or you are just raising your personal benefits? If the boss says that you have to deliver this project by 4th, and you are
mm,
finding escape route that I don't do it by 4th because last time the another guy didn't. So stop comparing yourself with
mm,
the people around you. Just compare with it with your own. That are you capable of delivering it or not? Only come with
mm,
just raise questions, or uh, tell like other options only when you have a solution. Always comes with a solution, that if it is not like this, we can do like this. Because if you go with a direct no, there are going to be a huge arguments and all. Always go with the boss with a proper solution, that this can't be done. So I'm
mm.
trying, I have these much issues, so I can't deliver it by 4th, I can deliver it by 6th, or I need some additional help to get it delivered by 4.
Yes.
So you have to like slightly comes with a solution, that it may that sometime boss give you a task that which is impossible to get complete in a week, but the boss says the
Yes.
deadline is there. So if you go and
Mm,
say that boss, I can't do it in with a week, so the boss will lash back you. Well, the push come very hard on you from the boss. So just go with the
mm,
boss, that boss, I can do it, but I need an additional help for this, because it is a very short time, and I can assure you that if you give me one more helping hand, I can deliver it within 4 days, and then we have one more day time to recheck the whole task. So this
mm,
is the positive way of saying the same thing. You are still saying that it can't be done alone in a 6 days. And
mm,
but if you go directly say no, there will be arguments. If you go with a solution, sooner or later your boss will understand that. There are few exceptions.
mm,
I'm not saying that it is 100% solution. There will be few exceptions, but
mm.
you surely find a solution, not immediately, but with time, surely.
So that's also a good thing to try to ease out what we have discussed because since since that's also where you can situate yourself at that very moment to influence the rest of the team that if you are just trying to situate yourself as a solver oriented, then you can influence the rest of the team to create the impact that you need to deliver, which is true actually. It's not certainly 100% guaranteed that you can provide right away what is being asked by the higher ups, but in the least, you could help out the rest of the team. by leading as an example of what certainly needs to be finished or what is certainly asked. So how I'm seeing this is that hard work is not just the baseline. Nor the one who's getting ahead in the sense that they are the ones who will certainly get the promotion. But
There is a model which has been taught to us that is called a PI model. It is like performance, image, and exposure.
okay,
So
what's
it's
about that one?
yeah. So it is like that the performance is your basic. Without it, without delivering or without hard work, you
Mm,
won't go to the next step. But the second thing about image also, if you are very argumentative or you say no on the very first time and then you get it delivered, so the boss has a negative impact that this guy says, no, I can't do it in 6 days. Even after you later on, if you finish in 5 days, what will not notice? Boss will notice that on that day, on the first day of the introduction, this person said it can't be
mm,
done in so and so dates. This thing. And the third thing is exposure, that you have to show your participation in the things which really
mm,
matters. So until unless you won't participate in the new projects, you never get a chance to be visible to your higher management.
yeah.
You are very hardworking, you are very talented, but you are sitting quietly in the office. Like, if somebody gave you work, you're doing it and going ahead.
Mm.
And you're
That's the
not
hard
showing,
part,
yeah. So if you're
becoming
not
invincible.
yes, if you're not showing your participation or any energy to the new things which are coming in your office, you
Mm,
will never get noticed. So this is called the PI model actually. PIE, performance, image,
mm.
and like exposure.
So it that doesn't mean that hard work should always speak about the result.
No, no, it's there are you'll find several times that even after hard work, if you recently noticed the Chandrayaan, which is sent by India, the first Vikram lander 2 got never able to make it on land on the dark side of the moon, but the Vikram lander 3 made it. So it was
Mm,
not like that in the first attempt they were not doing the efforts. The efforts were there, but sometimes efforts it's not guaranteed that your efforts will give results to you every time. You will fail several times, and everybody fails. Even
mm,
Elon Musk fails. Even John Bezos fails. Even Microsoft fails. Any big person or personality you think they fail, and there is
mm.
nothing wrong in failing. If you fail, just learn from it. If you keep and the one thing I say that start enjoying what you're doing. And sometimes you don't even enjoy this, but
It's
I
true.
still, yeah. But you have to know that what your ultimate task is. You fail several times, but learn from it and don't repeat that mistake
Mm,
next time. It's never like this that you won't fail. You fail, and if even if after making changes this made next time you also fail, but fail every time with a different problems, not with the same problem. If you're failing because of different things, it's okay. Yeah. So at
but if
least
you keep doing it the
you are
same thing,
you are getting closer to perfection if you're failing for different reasons. But if you're failing for the same reason
mm,
again and again, then there is a problem. If you're failing for different reasons, then it's okay. So then at least you are learning at
mm.
that time. So this is from my side on this.
So how can you make yourself visible at work when we talk about, because when we mention about visibility about what we're doing in this corporate world, we don't, as much as we don't like to say this or to encounter this, but there is politics.
Hmm.
So
You complete first.
how can we navigate politics without losing our own selves or becoming
So
someone that we don't want to be just for the reason that we wanted to get promotion, that they need to see us or to overcome the word having been invincibly known in the workplace.
what happens if you see there are shows like Big Brother in US, in which what they do, they bound you in a very small house for like several months.
Mm,
So what
yes.
happens to your mentality that this is my whole world, but the world is
Mm,
outside that house, that house also, your family, your friends, and everybody. So don't let your word limit to that office itself. Before working outside, you have to work your inside yourself. Because I've also gone through this that everybody is corrupt, everybody is doing wrong things, and why nobody is
mm,
noticing, why nobody is questioning them, and nobody is
mm,
appreciating my work. And this happens, and this phase comes to everyone's life. And then I saw there is a one movie came of that guy Rajkumar Rao, I think. Yeah. So his movie is Newton. So he was also like this that he was telling, and there was another character who told me. He said, "Why you liking it?" He said, because I'm a very ethical and all." So he said, "No, you know you have to respect your ethics, not to be proud
Mm.
of your ethics, but not get too proudy because of your ethics. So if you are ethical, you can't change, you can't become corrupt, okay? Because it's okay. So just accept that you are ethical and you are not going to do all those dirty politics what others are doing. You have to stick in your task and keep the word open. This office is not the end where you are working. There is a world
Mm.
outside waiting for you. Not this office, then you'll find some other office on a higher salary because when you switch, you obviously you will get hired on the more salary. So love your work, don't love the love workplace because they are not going to be fair with you. Okay, just put your points up because it's not like that you can switch your job in every 2 months. Obviously, you have to give 2, 3 years at least to a place. So love your work, do your work 100%, so nobody can question you. And if you are seeing that these things are not going to get corrected or there is a nexus, just
Mm.
switch as soon as possible. Just try first, give your best. So sooner, because 1 year or 2 year is enough for your boss to get you noticed. If you are saying that you are not getting noticed and the culture is toxic, so never let your office negativity impacts your health and family. It's easy to say, but it's hard to implement because finding options in like big corporate world is not easy. But obviously,
Mm.
good things never comes easy, as it is said. You have
Mm.
to keep trying and give your best and always go with a positive note with the boss. I can do this. You'll
Mm.
find several times that boss is transferring others, your colleagues' task to you also and giving a colleague a leave, or the colleague is going on meetings with the boss because he is very likable to liked by the boss. So you come with meeting tomorrow
Mm.
and you do his task. So your work is getting doubled and your colleague is just carrying a briefcase of your boss, wandering along with the boss. So you'll keep finding
Mm.
this, and word is not fair. Yeah, because if you go to other place also, may the other boss is also having a similar person with who's carrying his
Yeah.
briefcase. So just do your task and keep showing your visibility. Always give inputs in meetings and try to give positive input first. Like I can do this if in all the
But be
most of the sales.
specific.
Yeah, most of the sales meetings or the service meetings, the task is given which is hard to achieve, or sometimes it is impossible that you have to solve,
Don't make
you
it
know,
into a Christmas or
yeah.
New Year's list.
So it is like if somebody says you have to sell 10 cars in on your, you know that in selling a single car in one day it is not possible. So say, okay, I can sell it, but I need this
Mm.
help, or and on the advertisement we have to invest this much, and pamphlets. So if you go with some solutions, obviously people will entertain, and sometimes it will not get entertained also because your boss is also get
Mm.
thrashed by their bosses. So sometimes it's not 100% solution for this, and this is how this word works.
Mm.
There is a famous saying that word is not fair. So you have to get adjusted, and you are there only batting, so you have to treat how the ball is coming. The coaches only guide you and tell you about different scenarios, but
Mm.
you are the one who has to face it. So I can't
Yes.
say that, I can handle that problem which you are facing, or I
Mm.
am the best to tell the solution. But you have to train yourself. It's all about training that how to deal with different scenarios.
You mean
Sometimes
it
it
has to
works.
do with the execution, how you
Yeah,
execute. You
yeah.
certainly have someone who could, if not coach you, but to help you out with what you need to improve. It's like you're asking for a mentor to guide you,
Mentor, even it's a big word to say, but what I can say that with my experience, I can share what can be
a
done.
guide.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
not even a like guide. These are, yeah, a guide is much better word because mentor is like I'm giving 100% solution. So there is nobody
Mm.
can give you 100% solution. Even if somebody's saying he's lying, he or she is lying that I can give you 100% solution or make your career like a smooth butter. It's never going to be like that. There will be ups and downs. Everybody, even the mentor who are saying that they are making he or she can make your life smooth. Their career is also going up and down every month. So
Mm.
there will be up and downs, but it is about the ultimate happiness that you are earning a good amount of money and accept that you are also having a good personal life. So don't trade your personal life just because of money all the time. Because even if you get more money and your health is getting deteriorated, then that you spend that money in your treatment only, and the pain
Mm.
is free with that. Your body pain is free with along with all those treatments. So this is what I want to say.
Before we before we reach into that conclusion that you wanted to tell this time, because I'm seeing you've already given nuggets of success patterns to
Mhm.
do it differently. That in order for us to be visible and valuable, we need to have a shift in our paradigm or mindsets about looking at an angle of what hard work is.
Mhm.
So again, we're not saying that we don't need to work hard, but instead, what do you want to leave a message for those who are listening right now to make the difference? It can't surely start by Monday next week, but in the least, what do you think is the one thing that we need to work on just to change our perspective about hard work that we have just recently summed up?
Just to participate in things which is happening in your office, like professionally participate. I don't mean to say the participate in the politics, and try to be calmer.
Yes.
And if you have, even if you differ from your boss, just listen it, because either he or she is also thrashed by the higher management, or sometimes there is a ego also with power, that how can somebody from a person who is reporting to me can question my things. So tell those things with a calmer and a positive approach. Okay,
Mm,
if somebody is giving you a task, say we can do this, but we require this much. So I suggest that it should be equally distributed, and this, so give some positive suggestions. It is not going to be work on the very first time. It surely take time, and it sometimes won't even apply if the boss have some favoritism, over there.
right.
Yeah, yeah, these things happen. These things happen, and it's very natural.
Mm,
It's very natural. Even after all the HR policies and everything, these things happens on the ground level, because it is impossible to control the human nature. Okay, so you take time, just be positive, and always keep training to your brain that this office is not the end of my life. The
mm,
world is big enough, and there is there is a whole world is waiting outside for me, except this office, outside this office. So just
mm,
always keep this. If you like your work, if you enjoy your work, that is very good. Okay, but in the real scenarios, we have to do several things or several jobs which we don't like for the whole life. Okay,
mm,
so because of several responsibilities, sometime because of some family pressures, or sometime because of the responsibilities that you are on your head. So
mm,
at that time, you just have to keep reminding yourself that there is a world outside waiting for me, and
mm,
just do your job, give your 100%, so nobody can question you or disturb you after your job hours, and then
mm,
go and do it sometime. If you like to play a musical instrument, go and play it for 15 minutes. If you want to be an actor, just go and participate in some classes. Just
mm,
keep giving your a space for yourself, what you like. It's really hard. Initially, it's very hard. It's very hard. Initially, you say how I can go, it's that far, and like how can I go for swimming? How can I go for gym? You think for 2 days and then you get tired and also, but initially these things happen. But if you keep this, not only keep you fresh, and your brain always keep telling you, if you when you finish that work, you will go to get that music class.
another.
You will get,
Mm,
and this is like the prize for you every day. This is like something. So always, if you are not good at politics, if you're not good at being one of the favorite of your bosses, don't worry. And the word is
mm,
also not going to change for you. So just keep giving you some pleasure outside the office. And always keep telling yourself that there is a word, beautiful word, big word outside waiting for me. And this designation
yes.
and this chair is not defining me my whole
Mm,
life. So that's it. That is what I really want to say. And this will surely work. And for that, we also running a few free uh, Unicus AI guidance or conversation classes, in which somebody can go to our website, that is radioplatonic.com, and there they can fill a form, and our team will analyze and reach to them. And we give free sessions also. Like, we are not here to make money out of it. We are just giving, if you have any
mm,
specific problems, then surely you can come to us. And is sometimes me or you, or there are a few other peoples in our team who can go through that your inputs, and then we can schedule a meeting if it is required, and that is also free, because we are not here to earn money out of it. Because we are writing from long on these all these things and dealing ourselves every day with all these corporate tasks. Mm, if somebody likes to visit our website, there's a link in the descriptions also. You can add it there, and
Yeah.
or it is simple. It's radioplatonic.com, so anybody can go directly also there. Okay, so I think that's it for the today.
Yes.
Okay.